Hello, good members. Welcome back to the Kuhb Games YouTube channel. Welcome back to RGT to 1K. So, I had mentioned this before in several of the other videos in this series, so you all shouldn't be surprised to see an FTK in front of you today. I know this isn't everybody's cup of tea, always going to preference that way. I know people don't like FTKs, they don't like their existence, they don't like playing them, playing against them, watching them, whatever, but a lot of people do enjoy the powerfulness and, you know, just seeing exactly what it can do, because it is kind of cool to see decks like legally break the rules of the game sometimes. At least I think so. And also, GGP Detroit is coming up very soon, and like, oh Lord, like a week and a half from today. Oh, that's coming up very quickly. Feels like I was just in Atlanta. I was just in Atlanta, but yeah. Instead of getting off on a tangent, I thought I would take this opportunity to play the deck, get some practice, because I am considering taking this deck. It is definitely one of the top choices for me for really any tournament at this point. I love this deck. I think it's very powerful. I think I could potentially win a tournament with it. So here we are. I'm not going to get too bogged down in the deck profile and like go over like every single card choice and what it does and all of that, because I do have a full 35-minute video just talking about this deck that is on the YouTube. It was uploaded probably a couple of months ago. It was like right after I topped the GGP in Lexington. But yeah, so this is an FTK deck. We have our combo pieces. We have DMOC, we have Toon Cannon Soldier, we have Dimension Fusion, we have Spell Economics, we have Mass Driver. So basically, the way the deck works, you need to have Dark Magician of Chaos face up on the field. If it's face down and it leaves the field, it actually goes to the graveyard. It's not actually banished, which sucks, but Book of Moon is a card you got to look out for. But yeah, you got to have DMOC on the field face up. You have to have either Toon Cannon Soldier or Mass Driver, and you have to have Defusion, and you have to have Spell Economics. Once you have assembled the four pieces of Exodia, in this case, you win the game. You just sacrifice the DMOC to the Toon Cannon Soldier. It gets banished. With Spell Economics, you don't have to pay for Dimension Fusion. So you activate Dimension Fusion, get back your DMOC, get back your Dimension Fusion, and repeat. And that's it. So hopefully we're going to be able to do that quite often, quite early. Being an FTK deck, you know, that's what it wants to do. But I do think the deck is pretty resilient, so pretty happy to play it. We do have a full smokescreen side into Machine Gate here. We have some 2s in Cyberstein. We have a 7. We've got a couple of 6s. Brain Control, Lightning Vortex, just to deal with problematic monsters. All the limiter removals, of course. So we've got Machine Gate here for those of you who don't like the FTK side of the deck. But yeah, that's it. If you all want to see a more detailed explanation of the deck, like I said, there is that video on the YouTube. It's about 35 minutes long that goes super in-depth about it, talks about pretty much each card, all the card choices, details of the combo, and all that good stuff. But for now, let's get out onto the ladder. Let's get some matches. All right, match number 1 against Cool Trainer Eric. I like that name. Big Pokemon fan. I'm sure most of you are aware of that at this point. We do win rock, paper, scissors, which is very good for us. We have one of the combo pieces. Okay. All right, so not like too many decisions to be made when you're on the FTK side of the deck, but there are some interesting things to note here, like with Toon Table of Contents, I'm going to search up the other Toon Tables, but I'm actually not going to add the Toon Cannon Soldier to hand. And the reason for that is you really don't want to... you don't want to get got by Trap Dust Shoot on your Toon Cannon Soldier. Obviously, you want your opponent to Trap Dust Shoot back your DMOC whenever you have it, because DMOC in hand is a death sentence, but... Here, well, speaking of DMOC in hand, I could actually leave it in hand to go along with this Good Goblin Housekeeping. I can ditch a Spell Economics here. I think that's totally fine. Yeah, like, I don't have Premature Burial or... I don't have Premature Burial or Soul Release just yet, so I think actually keeping it in hand is good here, and we'll see if the opponent has a Trap Dust Shoot. I'm not going to fire off this good Goblin Housekeeping right away. Dark Blade? Okay. All right. I think I'm going to take the 1800 here. Yeah, we'll keep my Scapegoats around. I don't want to activate it, and then the opponent just, like, summon out a tribe in the next turn. Heart of the Underdog. Okay. We got a nice little brew going over here. All right. Well, there's the Soul Release. Skill Drain is... Skill Drain is quite a problem for this deck without the Giant Trunade or the Heavy Storm, but of course we are playing 3 copies of Trunade and 1 copy of Heavy Storm, so we are totally good here. I think, I mean, there's a chance I could draw into a Monster Gate off of this good Goblin Housekeeping, so maybe I just go ahead and do it here. Sure. Let's do that. Unfortunately, we don't have another one in the graveyard, so we're just going to be drawing 1. But that's okay. Okay. So there is the downside of not using the Toon Table to grab the Toon Cannon Soldier, but I could put... No, we're just going to put DMOC on the bottom. Yeah, that's fine. There is a chance that you can end up drawing into the Toon Cannon Soldier, but because of Trap Dust Shoot being such a problem, generally you just keep the 1, oh boy, until you're ready to actually grab the Toon Cannon Soldier and start going off. But here, all right, this is some damage. Yeah, I'm just gonna soak it all up. Keep 1 goat around, and I mean, hope we draw into. If we draw into Monster Gate, we win. Because DMOC is actually on the bottom of the deck. Soul Exchange. Oh, that's not a Monster Gate. We can summon out Toon Cannon Soldier, but that's not doing really a whole lot. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to pass here. We're still on, like, Monster Gate wins the game, essentially. Hopefully. Alright, we didn't get to activate Heart of the Underdog, so I'd imagine... Ooh, nice Mystic Plasma Zone, too. Alright. Yep. Everything getting quite large here, but I'd imagine the opponent doesn't have another monster, so we are going to be able to live. Take 4,700, and I mean, we really need that Monster Gate, like, right now. All right, Monster Gate, please. Mass Driver. That's not going to do it. Okay, well, I mean, we're going to lose this game, but I guess we're not dead. Yeah, we are dead. Because I can only get rid of 1 of their monsters with the Mass Driver. So Mass Driver, yeah, we set this. Okay. I'm just going to set some cards. And maybe the opponent decides that that's good enough for them to not attack. Who knows? I would imagine they're still going to attack here, but we'll see. All right, yeah, they're going to get in with 2 of them. That's fine, that's fine. We'll lose this game 1. Man, we saw the skill drains. I'm on the play. But do I want to... Skill drain's really good against Cyberstein. I think I'm just going to run back the FTK. Yeah. Yeah, let's just run back the FTK since... we are going first. Like, this deck doesn't have the highest rate of FTKing in the world. You mostly play this version for its resilience. And just the best siding pattern I've found for an FTK deck. But, yeah. Going first a lot of the times, I do like to leave in the FTK. And here, just going to lead on a little Upstart Goblin. All right. All right, we got a few pieces here. I'll go ahead and Graceful Charity, see what we can get ourselves into. We got a card destruction, which is pretty nice. I could Reasoning. Yeah, I do have Soul Release. That's pretty good. So let's get rid of... I guess Soul Exchange and good Goblin Housekeeping. Yep, and we'll see what this reasoning does for us. See if they call 8 or 4. They saw Toon Table of Contents. They never actually saw the DMOC. If they call 4 and we missed, fine. They call 8. We immediately hit the DMOC. That's not exactly what I was hoping for here. I need both of these. I think I'm actually just going to set Scapegoat and pass now. Yeah, we can just kind of chill. We can build up some cards for the card destruction here. Maybe we get into a Monster Gate. We're able to get our Toon Cannon Soldier, and then that is another piece. But being at 8,000 life points, I don't think I need to go all in here. Oh, there's Toon Table. So that gets us another piece. Now we need to hit Spell Economics. Which... Getting the DMOC here back like this is just... It's a little annoying, because then either we just get the Dimension Fusion back, or we lose out on the Dimension Fusion. So I think, yeah, with this Scapegoat around, I'm just gonna chill. Wait a little bit longer. I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time. I'm not gonna grab the Toon Cannon Soldier. I know it didn't pay off in the last game, but I think that's totally fine. And yep, I'm just gonna pass. We've got Scapegoat still to protect. Or building up the card destruction, making it better. There is also the idea now that we can... Yeah, there's Ultimate Offering, that's fine. The idea that we can Toon Table for Toon Cannon Soldier now and ditch it to card destruction and then use Soul Release and just get back the DMOC and the Toon Cannon Soldier. So we're really only missing Spell Economics here. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, the opponent has the monsters. I guess, yeah, we take 1900 here. Because we're going to be taking 1900 regardless, right? Yeah. We'll take the 1900 here, and then we'll flip up the goat. It doesn't really matter. Like, they would just do the replay where they would get in the most amount of damage. No attack. Okay. I see. Oh, token Thanksgiving? That's fine. That's fine. Go ahead and gain your 3200, opponent. All right, deck. Big draw. Spell Economics. Scapegoat. Okay. Alrighty. I could set that, and I can wait one more turn. I don't hate that. Yeah, we'll just wait one more turn. Big part of this deck is just kind of like picking your spots. And if the opponent doesn't set anything here... Oh, man. Alright, well, here's Scapegoat again. Yep, I imagine we're attacking some this time. Unless we have another token Thanksgiving. But yeah, the opponent doesn't set anything, which is good. Ooh, Spell Repro. Well, that makes things... I could get back Reasoning. Try to mill over Spell Economics. No, because then I would have used my Spell Reproduction for the Reasoning. So I can do a lot of things here. I have to keep this. I have to keep this. Which means we'd only be drawing 3 off of the card destruction. I mean... Let's go grab our Toon Cannon Soldier. Things aren't looking great, but... We could also just Spell Reproduction for a Graceful Charity here. I guess that's the same as just using Dimension Fusion, right? Well, now I get to keep my card destruction around? No, I don't. I would have to ditch card destruction and Giant Trunade, and I kind of want this in the graveyard anyway for the Soul Release. Let's just set this. And we'll set the Soul Release, because I need that, and then card destruction away these 3 cards. All right, Monster Gate is not great, but we did find the spell economics. So let us activate Soul Release. Getting rid of these. Play spell economics. Activate Dimension Fusion. Get back our combo pieces. And I want to take a look at what the opponent has here really quick. Okay. Declare the effect of DMOC. We'll get back Dimension Fusion. Yeah, and our opponent's going to concede. They know what's up. Yeah. The opponent's seen the combo side of the package like both times, so... And it looks like the opponent is actually more on like not having interaction as far as like battle traps and stuff like that go, but I think maybe we've lulled our opponent into some like sense of security that they don't need their battle traps, their monster interaction, stuff like that. And maybe they'll be planning a little bit more for the combo side of the deck, having seen it both games there. They didn't see like much of our deck either time, but I think they get the idea that we're a combo deck, so now we can sort of side into this Machine Gate side. And here, pretty nice hand. We've got our Giant Trunades with our Cyberstein, so that's pretty good. Opponent leads on Graceful Charity. We also have a limiter removal, which is very nice. Just pump out some damage. Would love to find a Reasoning. Monster Gate here would be very good as well. All right, we ditched Legion. I love that they're playing Legion. That's so awesome. Legion and Dark Blade. Classics. Yep. We see the Opticlops. Good Goblin Housekeeping. Okay. So I do need to worry about keeping my life total fairly high here. So what happens if I brain control that? Yeah, we don't quite have lethal, I don't think. We've got... If we go into Gatling Dragon... 52... 6,000... No, wait, 52, 7,000. We do have lethal. Alright. Throw down the Trunade. Did I just get smoke screened? Yeah, you sure did. We're going to win this game with an Opticlops. Give me that. At least the opponent's being a good sport about it. All right. Summon out the old Cyberstein. I'm not sure if it would have mattered what the opponent did, but yeah, Gatling Dragon, come on down. And we'll throw down this limiter removal. Just let them know what's up as soon as Dueling Book stops lagging. This is the first time that I've played this deck while like actually commentating it for for like a recording. I've done it with like friends on Discord and stuff quite a bit, but all right, we're gonna lose connection. Dueling Book's been doing that a lot to me. Normally I get right back into the games, but it's taking a little bit here. That's okay. Y'all sticking around for the scuff? Uh-oh. Dueling Book? Hello? Hello? There we go. All right, we're back in. Let's slam this limiter removal. And the fact that it bumps the Cyberstein is what gives us the lethal here. Oh god. Here comes Kuhb. Yeah, all right. We're going to get it. Pretty... See ya. Oh, always happy to play against a nice person on the ladder. I think they knew me. But, yeah. Nice, nice, easy... Not easy wins here. We had a few decisions in these games. Got a little unlucky in game one, but, you know, when you're playing a combo deck like this, especially in FTK, there's going to be some amount of variance involved. You're just going to lose some games, but also you're going to get games like this game where it's like, well, I guess like the opponent can't do a damn thing. I'm just going to win here. But yeah, able to get the win with Opticlops. You love to see it. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab another one. All right, here for match 2. I know I haven't really been talking about like the elo that much, but I just checked the profile viewer. We're up to 269 elo. Nice, nice. And we are back to a positive record, so I'm doing something right. I am definitely trying to learn. What I'm not doing right is I'm opening Dark Magician of Chaos. And that is not amazing. However, we do have the Premature Burial in hand, so would love a good Goblin Housekeeping would be great here because we have Monster Gate and a way to start it, but I'm just going to go ahead and lead on Toon Table of Contents. Going to do the same little trick. And send this to the grave. This one to hand. We'll leave the Cannon Soldier in the deck, and I'm just going to pass the turn. Basically, my plan here is to discard the hand size next turn. Discard the DMOC, Prima it back. Oh! The opponent's actually going to... Oh, God. Please don't discard Premature Burial. No. Okay, Monster Gate. That's totally acceptable. And, yeah, just put the DMOC in the graveyard. Cool. So, that's already set up. Very nice. We are missing a couple of pieces here. Reasoning can help get him to the graveyard. The problem is... the opponent calls 4, because I really need to Trunade first before I use the Prima. Yeah, because I can't just Toon Table for the dude. If the opponent calls 4, then I can't get everything back. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass the turn again, I think. If that's a Moth, though, things get a little weird. So maybe I do Reasoning. I guess. I'm just going to pass. Hopefully it's not a Moth. If it is, you know, cool. We'll take our chances at the opponent not hitting the Premature Burial again. It sure is Moth. Okay, all right. We'll give the hand a little shuffle. Uh-oh. All right, well, there goes the Reasoning. That's also kind of unfortunate, but also kind of okay. I guess Toon Table is the same as Mass Driver, but Toon Table also helps out a lot more. So let's just ditch the Mass Driver. We've got this Premature Burial here. I didn't even realize I'm on my alternate account for the members only videos. So if Cool Trainer Eric, who's actually watching the match right now, shout out to you. If you know who I am and you are a member, the number of members is actually like jumped up quite a bit. It's pretty awesome. Super excited to have you all on board. I've surpassed the amount of members that I thought I would have had by a ton. So, God, I'm just gonna get hit by Tsukiyomi. But yeah, I don't have every member's name memorized. So shout out to Cool Trainer Eric. If you're a member, appreciate your support. Appreciate everybody's support that's watching this video right now. All of the members. It's been awesome. I've had a lot of fun putting out these videos too. So I don't regret adding a little bit of extra work to my schedule at all. It's been a really fun time. Here we've got the card destruction. Oh, the opponent could summon out a BLS. They'd have to pop their Moth. We just don't have anything good to get back with the DMOC, right? That's the problem, because they hit the Reasoning there. I'm going to pass and give it one more turn. I don't think there's like a huge likelihood that we're going to lose here at 5,800. Looks like we're playing against Turbo. Yeah, okay. I don't think that's all that greedy either. These are where most of the decision points of the deck actually come into play. Scapegoat. That's an interesting one. Now I'm a little bit more worried about dying, so like I could set the Scapegoat, I could Monster Gate for the thing. But I think I'm gonna Trunade. And yeah, I guess I'm just gonna... I have to set the Prima. And do I want to search up the Toon Cannon Soldier first? Yeah, I think so. Let's get it out of the deck. This could be a mistake, but I think this is totally fine. I'll get the Toon Cannon Soldier to hand. Monster Gate doesn't actually do anything, so let's throw down this card destruction. I'll draw 3 cards here. All right, well, we got Dimension Fusion and Spell Reproduction. So now, if I Prima DMOC, man, I'm like a spell short here. If I Prima DMOC, I get back. Oh, we don't have the spell economics yet either. Huh. Okay. I felt like I needed to go in on it this turn. I guess I could get back. Yeah, I guess I'll get back card destruction here. And we'll keep the Dimension Fusion. But, I mean, we have to draw, like, the other 2 pieces here. Okay. All right. Here we go. Seeing the nice little variant side of the deck here. We'll set Dimension Fusion. We'll activate card destruction. I mean, we're still drawing into Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity as well. Spell Economics, Pot of Greed. Okay. All right. So we just need Mass Driver. We've only got 1 left. Oh, man. Giant Trunade also does it? Yeah. So Giant Trunade, Mass Driver. Okay. I mean, not much else we can do but slam down Pot of Greed here. Spell Reproduction. That's not going to do it. Man. Okay. We're not out of this yet, though. We'll just go ahead and attack over the tribe here. And we can set the Good Goblin Housekeeping. Yeah, the Heavy's still live, so it kind of... Yeah, no other Good Goblin Housekeeping this side. That's okay, that's okay. We'll set this. We're totally fine here. We just need to find one of those cards. If DMOC gets destroyed, it'll get banished, and we can just defusion it back, assuming there's no Heavy Storm or something here to destroy our Dimension Fusion. Things get a lot harder, obviously, if the Dimension Fusion goes away, but we're still okay here. This video's already been longer than I expected it to be. This is probably going to be a shorter one. Just given the nature of the deck. Okay, I'm off the defense. Back row. Okay. All right. All right. We are still in this. Upstart Goblin, sure. Yeah, I mean, we're going to throw that off first and see what it draws. And then we do have this Good Goblin Housekeeping. Another Dimension Fusion's interesting. I kind of want to attack with the DMOC now, because now, like, I could Dimension Fusion it back if something happens to it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that first before I do the Good Goblin Housekeeping line. Sure. Let's just attack this face-down monster. And just see what happens. DD Warrior Lady. Are we using the effect? Or are we just letting it die to DMOC and get banished? Okay, okay. This actually works out for me. I'm pretty happy with this. Now I'll use Good Goblin Housekeeping to see if I can get a Giant Trunade here. Soul Release. Okay. Okay, so we'll send that to the bottom of the deck, and then I can Soul Release away the Toon Cannon Soldier. Do I want to go for it here? Probably should, right? I could probably wait. Maybe I was supposed to keep this Spell Reproduction and just, like, Wait for another turn. We probably need to wait 2 more turns. We lose to an MST. I get the feeling the opponent just doesn't have that. Alright, I'm going to soul release. And I'm just going to go for it here. This plays around a lot of different ways the opponent can interact. Basically, we need them to not have like Regeki Break or something for specifically spell economics. So we'll play out the spell economics here, and I'm going to go ahead and activate Dimension Fusion. Solemn Judgment. Okay. Well, that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. We've got another Dimension Fusion here. What do you think, opponent? Is this okay? Yes, all right. I had the full combo. It was a little risky there, but being at 3,100 life points, the opponent could definitely do something at that point. So I think it was pretty okay to go in there. The opponent's actually just gonna quit. That makes sense. People don't like playing against this deck. We're probably gonna see several rage quits. I see several rage quits like every time I play this deck. So yeah, this deck takes a lot of patience, which is weird to say for an FTK deck, but like you just, like I said, you don't FTK really too often. So you do have to pick your spots, and a lot of that is just waiting and, kind of sweating and being, calculating as like, am I probably going to die here? Do I need to go for it? Should I wait a little bit longer? Stuff like that. That's where most of the skill of the deck comes in. But, we didn't get a full match for this one. We just got one game, so going to grab another one. All right, match number 2.5. Let's see if we can keep this going here. We are up to 286. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. I think I hope I've shown at least in this video, like one of the reasons that I like this deck is it's just like a puzzle. It really, you're solving a puzzle. You're just like, you're thinking on just a completely different plane from most other GOAT format decks. And that's one of the reasons I like it. I've always been a combo player in Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, whatever. Here, man, the card destruction kind of sucks after a duo. Yeah, maybe I'll keep it around, or maybe I'll get rid of it. I'll keep the Mass Driver in the Tune Table. Never know. They're both combo pieces, but card destruction after a duo is just not great, especially when I'm already facing down pressure. Oh. Well, yeah, don't mind drawing a Pot of Greed here. It appears the opponent does not have a Trap Dust Shoot, so we'll go ahead and throw down this here Tune Table of Contents. Take a look. All right. Table of the Graveyard, Table to Hand. Once again, just leaving the old Cannon Soldier back in the deck. All right, Pot of Greed is good to go. Heavy Storm, Spell Repro. Okay. All of this is great so far. Now I'll activate my Graceful Charity. Ooh. Serial Spell? Oh, man. All right, well, we drew the DMOC, which is not great, but we can just discard it here and hope to get into something to be able to banish it. So yeah, let's get rid of DMOC, and man, all of these cards are good because like I have Spell Reproduction to go with Serial Spell here, which is kind of nuts. I think I might just get rid of Mass Driver now. Yeah. I'll keep the Tune Table of Contents because that can turn into Tune Cannon Soldier potentially, or I can use it with Spell Reproduction. Okay, let's just get rid of the Mass Driver. And I think at this point, I'm just going to pass the turn. Very, very small likelihood that I get duoed again. We probably would have just, like, destroyed our opponent here. Likunga! Alright. Ah, man. I think I still have to... I'm sitting here like this whole time, I'm like, I'm going to use Opticlops for the thumbnail. And then I see Lacunga, and I love Lacunga. But I actually won the game attacking with an Opticlops, so I think I got to go with that. Scapegoat here is not bad. I think, oh man, if it doesn't work out, like if this is a Dust Tornado or an MST or something, then it looks really, really bad. So what I could do is I could spell Reproduction, get back Pot of Greed, or Graceful Charity, and I can just dig 6 cards deep into the deck to find what I need to here, and hope that works out. The other option is to set Scapegoat and pray that the opponent doesn't have Tribe, or this isn't an MST or a Dust Tornado. I think that's a little too risky. So I think I'm actually just going to kind of go for it here. Ring. Okay, well, I didn't really care about the ring at all. But... alright, let's do it. Oh, wait. I'm going to lose my... I lose my Dimension Fusion here. That's fine. Let's get... so then do I want Graceful Charity or Pot of Greed? Graceful Charity sees more cards, but Pot of Greed gives me 4, whereas Graceful Charity only gives me 2. Let's go the Pot of Greed route here. And I will activate Pot of Greed, chain Serial Spell, discard Dimension Fusion, and I will draw 4 cards. Alright. These aren't great. I guess the Spell Economics helps, but... no, there's the Cannon Soldier. Actually, that's awful. Though now we just need a way to get to Dimension Fusion, I guess. Oh, we still need the Prima, too. Okay, well, we'll set the Scapegoat and pass the turn. And we'll see if this works out. Hopefully it does. Definitely didn't think that through quite as much as I probably should have. But like I was going to have to discard the Dimension Fusion there anyway. Mama Bear, this is 32. Yeah. I'll take the 1400. And then I'll flip the goats. I don't need to keep a goat around, but maybe this, you know, prompts the opponent to activate the Abyss Soldier to pop a goat or something like that. And then it does keep one around, so then... I mean, I'm still dead on the next turn, but... another spell reproduction. Okay. Well, I mean... I guess I'm not dead on the next turn, right? I have Toon Cannon Soldier here. Yeah. Alright. We'll set the boy. And... if we get Premature Burial... we've got a pretty decent chance at winning. Okay. Knock is fine. We lose the Cannon Soldier. I'm not too concerned about that. Sangan. Okay, now we are dead. Just make sure they attack in the right order to kill us. Sangan, sure. Yeah, alright. That's fine. Going first, this is quite aggro-y. I mean, it just looks like a water aggro deck, right? Yeah, I'll side in the Machine Gate side of things. Why not? See if we can run through the opponent with a little bit of a smoke screen here. All right. Don't mind this hand. I will go ahead and lead on the Upstart Goblin. I know Upstart kind of sucks when you're trying to do Stein things, but that's okay. Definitely not going to summon this, but... so I could hold it in hand and use it as a way to push extra damage on the next turn, because like if I set it, it can't attack anyway, but I also want to make sure that my life total stays as high as possible, I suppose, for the Stein. So yeah, we'll go ahead and set the Toon Cannon Soldier. We'll pass the turn. We've got a next turn of like Reasoning Cyberstein with heavy Giant Trunade backup. breaker. Okay. That's fine. Hopefully reasoning, hits something good. Or hopefully, the opponent doesn't call it correctly. Would love a Monster Gate here. Or a Pot of Greed. I'll also humbly accept Pot of Greed. Alright, let's throw that down. I would love for the opponent to solemn this. I gotta do something about my phone. Like, I brought my charger back up here, so now the phone just kind of sits there, but it's been so loud during the recordings. Oh, ooh. Alright, we got Primo with the Giant Trunade as well. Oh god, we have Lightning Vortex too? Yeah, okay. Let's just go ahead and lead on Heavy Storm. I'd imagine we just win here, right? We'll throw down the reasoning first. Because we can Prima back Toon Cannon Soldier, Giant Trunade, and do it again. They call one? Playing around Magical Scientist here? I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Facilier? Okay. That's 2,800. We summon out the old Cyberstein. We'll go grab Master of Oz. And I guess that doesn't... yeah, we'll just Premature Burial here. Get back our dude. And then United we stand here to make this 7,400. And I don't even need the Lightning Vortex, right? I guess I could just show it just like a... as a power move, but yeah, the opponent's just going to concede. And now showing them, like, they saw a little bit of the combo side of the deck in game one. Now they see the machine side. I'm actually just going to click Reset Deck and go right back into the combo here. And... well, yeah, we saw that the opponent had Sakuretsu there, so they definitely left in. They may have just thought we were just like a regular Reasoning Gate deck. But, yeah, we see the battle traps. Just go right back into the combo. Hope it works out for us. But, yeah, hopefully we can pick up this game 3. Definitely messed up a little bit on not necessarily like sequencing there in game 1, but maybe I should have gone for the Graceful Charity to dig a few cards. I just needed so many cards there, and I'm like, I'll just do the Pot of Greed. It sees 2 fewer cards, but it gives me more to work with. In the case of like spell reproduction, stuff like that. But little unfortunate in the game 1. There were some things that I definitely could have done differently. Game 2, of course, pretty big wash. just kind of destroyed the opponent there, but here we are. We've got Mass Driver and a Spell Economics in hand. Okay, we do have a Reasoning. So, the opponent called 1. Alright, we're seeing all the cool normal monsters in this video. I love that. Heavy Storm. Okay. I mean, so if we do get into a DMOC here, there's a chance we do just win. That's the cool part. If we hit Toon Cannon Soldier, though, it's not amazing. I think I'm just going to set Scapegoat and pass. See what's up. We can buy some time. Maybe we draw into a Premature Burial or something. Maybe we draw into a Monster Gate so that if we hit a 4 off of the Reasoning, then we can Monster Gate into the DMOC. Yep. Another dude. This is fine. I'll flip up the goats now. It's fine. Okay. So we've got 2 goats going here. Toon Table. The problem with that is if I get the Toon Cannon Soldier, do they call 8? Or do they call 2? Am I willing to risk it here? We also do have to mill over Dimension Fusion. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. They called 1 last time. I get the feeling they're not gonna call 8. Oh, I definitely should have done this differently. Should have done this in a way to play around Trap Dust Shoot, so yeah, let's just go ahead and Heavy Storm. There's still a way to save this. we'll not grab the Toon Cannon Soldier, and then we'll Heavy Storm. Okay. Now we'll grab the Toon Cannon Soldier. Okay. And throw down Reasoning. What we call an opponent? We're going for 2 this time. Maybe stop that Cyberstein. They call 1. All right, and there's our Dimension Fusion, so we are going to be able to pick this up. Sometimes, I feel like sometimes the opponent just calls like 1 or 12 or whatever just to do it. But here's DMOC. We'll get back our Dimension Fusion. Right? Yeah. Get back Dimension Fusion. I'm going to end this in style with Toon Cannon Soldier. Play out the spell economics. Activate this. Banish the DMOC. And I like to wait. I don't like to just flash the Dimension Fusion because technically by rule, like you have to show the loop. And then you can say, I'm going to loop this X amount of times. So, and just to not cause any confusion with anybody, because like not everybody knows how the deck works, right? Some people, like most people do, some people don't, and that's totally fine. Like this is not a deck you see every day in code format, that is for sure. But yeah, able to pick up the win there. So for our purposes of ELO, 3-0 today. So that means we've won 5 matches in a row now. I love this deck. We're up to 299. We're almost up to 300. That's very, very nice. But yeah, I love this deck. I think it's a lot of fun. I know a lot of people don't, but that's okay. I like the idea of like solving puzzles, having to work with like weird sequencing patterns, and just making like different choices other than resource management and stuff like that. But yeah, I might play this in Detroit. It's definitely a front runner. I'm probably going to be playing some sort of giant Trunade deck, but I'm not holding myself to that. But yeah, we're gonna go 3-0 in this one. We got 1 rage quit, but we were able to take down full matches of the others. We got to win by attacking with Opticlops. We got to win with we got wins with both sides of the deck, so that's good to see. Kind of show off the entire deck here. But yeah, 3-0. We're at 299. That's gonna be the video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, we'll be back with the next one.